stories play an essential role in your artworks.
Yeah.
And can you tell us what the stories you are telling in this exhibition?
Well, there's sort of two stories. One is the birds are always about a transition from one place to another. And one experience was I was crossing the street in Calgary, and as soon as I hit the crosswalk, these church bells all started ringing, and it was almost like me crossing the road was like me going to another place. And then another story to do with the birds is I was in the hospital and I was outside having a cigarette break, and this guy told me that his aunt was dying in the hospital, and then but all of a sudden a bunch of crows, like a whole flock of them, all took flight at the same time, and the guy said she's gone now. So I thought that was really powerful.
Yeah. And can you explain the role of spirituality in your artwork?
Spirituality is really super important to my work. It always has been. And I just feel if I'm feeling spiritually strong and fit, my life and my work is better. But if I'm not spiritually well, I don't make as good of artwork, and I'm not as happy of a person.
Mm-hmm. Awesome. And how does your experience of having chronic pain reflect on your work?
Chronic pain affects everything right now. It's really bad these days, and so it's harder to work if I'm in a lot of pain, and it's hard to go through a day. But when my pain is good, I can create well, and there's less stress, and but yeah, it can just ruin a whole day. But it affects my work in that it creates a spiritual experience as well, because having to go through that pain, I have to develop some discipline and things like that to get through it. And text is sort of a more direct way to communicate with the viewer, I guess. Like it's almost like a secret. Like the text is sort of like I say for the people that are going to take the time to look really close. That's sort of the type of viewer that I'm trying to communicate with when I use text. And text is also just a lot to do with an emotional expression.
Mm-hmm.
I hope people can figure out some of the story, I guess, and I hope that people can understand what I'm trying to do. And I think some viewers figure that out, and I think that's the best part, is when someone who sees my work and then they tell me that they were affected by one of the stories. That's how I feel like I have achieved my goal as an artist, I guess, is to reach someone.
How is your work influenced by the place where you live?
Well, when I was living in Edmonton, life was pretty fast and intense, but now I live in a small town called Cardston, and everything's relaxed, and there's a lot less pressure, and so a lot of the things with living like where I live is that it affects my mood, and so. And
I can see that you use so many different materials in your birds. Which one is your favorite?
Which birds?
With material.
Oh, yeah. I think in the end I liked the painted birds the best.
Mm-hmm.
Those were, and you would think that those would be the harder ones, but they were actually easier to make than the drawings.
Okay, thank you.